When given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. This quote is known worldwide from the New York Times bestseller Wonder by R.J. Palacio. Wonder has been a New York Times bestseller for over 5 years in a row. It's received numerous national and international awards, including being one of Time Magazine's 100 best young adult books of all time and USA Today's top 100 bestsellers. The movie Wonder was based off this book and was released in 2017. Here's a little about the book. August, or Augie Pullman, was born with a severe facial difference that, up until now, has prevented him from going to a mainstream school. Starting 5th grade at Beecher Prep, Augie wants nothing more than to be treated as an ordinary kid, but his new classmates can't get past his extraordinary face. Wonder begins from Augie's point of view, but soon switches to include the perspectives of his classmates, his sister and her boyfriend, and others. These voices converge to portray a community as it struggles with differences and challenges readers both young and old to wonder about the true nature and empathy, compassion, acceptance, friendship, and ultimately, kindness. I think everybody and anybody needs to read this book because, quite frankly, everybody should strive to be kind to one another regardless of our differences. I think teachers should incorporate this book in September to set the tone for the year and promote kindness, empathy, and compassion in the classroom. This story also fits with the concept of power and authority and will be a subject that is familiar to every student in some way: bullying. This story is from the perspectives of students in middle school/high school. We do not read about Augie, we are seeing the story through his eyes and in his words. The story is sort of written like a journal, which makes it more personal. On Augie's first day of school, his teacher, Mr. Brown, explains that they will have a monthly precept that reflects who they want to be as a person. The precept for September was the quote, "When given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind." This made me think about our discussions on essential questions, and I think a monthly precept would be a great thing to incorporate in your classroom as well. I found some quotes throughout the book that really stood out to me that would be great to share with your students. Number 1, sometimes you don't have to mean to hurt someone. In this part of the book, they are referring to the automatic look that Augie gets when someone first sees him. The staring. Maybe it isn't intended to hurt him, but he notices it and it really does hurt him. The second quote is from the principal of the school during an awards event and is actually from the movie. He says, "Greatness," he wrote, "lies not in being strong, but in the right using of strength. He or she is the greatest whose strength carries up the most hearts by the attraction of his own." This quote shows the importance of using our strengths for greatness, to lift people up instead of breaking them down, and I think students really need to hear this. This final quote is another question you need to send to your students. You can't blend in when you were born to stand out. Everyone has something that makes them different. Some people's differences are more noticeable than others, but we should never hide parts of ourselves or be ashamed of ourselves for the things that are different, because these are the things that make up who we are and that will make us unique. And I think once students can understand that, we will create more accepting people going into the future.